Hey guys, it's Kyle. I'm back with some more Factory Town once again. I have some unfortunate news right off the bat, and it looks like my cheeky little method to do all of this doesn't work because when I reloaded the game, these filters jammed. To be fair, an update was pushed through today or yesterday. So now if you see if everything's filtered, now it doesn't have anywhere to go. But I unfortunately can't, I can't filter it to only be crates, because then we still run into the issue of potentially the whole system getting backed up by one type of item. So, I might have to rethink this plan. I know that I had done this over here as well, but I went through all that effort to make this look nice again. Oh no, what do I do? Basically, that's where we're at. I suppose what I can do is wait until the problem arises and then figure it out then. No, I'm just kidding. That's probably a terrible idea. But I don't know what the solution is, unfortunately. Unless there's like some way that I can specify. Okay, this might work. So what if I specify it to be like medicine, for instance? Then theoretically only one of these will be able to enter, and it'll be the ointment. It has to be set to pack crates. Unfortunately, I can't set it to that once it's already in there. What happens if everything's set to item crates? Does that break it? I know by default 4 of them are packable items and 4 of them are item crates. Okay, so now what it's doing is it's collecting crates, but it's not emptying them out. That's kind of funny. But I don't think... yeah, I can't apply an item filter to that. It doesn't work like that. So I guess I'll just set it back to its default state, more or less. I just broke it completely is what I ended up doing. Unpack from crate, do it. Okay, that fixed it somehow. Just to pump through all of the... okay, I mean it's working. More or less. Okay, there might still be a solution, but it's gonna be dumb. No, there isn't a solution, because what I was going to do is I was just going to use an item filter, or I was going to use some compute blocks to shut off the lines once, if there's a backlog of items in the packager, but I can't filter by, I can't create a filter that filters by a specific packed item, at least not that I can think of. Let's see, some other cool things happened in the most recent update. Barns can be upgraded, so I can make super barns that hold 250 items per slot for a grand total of 1,000 per barn. So now this can just collect sugar forever. I'll never have to worry about it ever again. I can do the same thing with wheat over here. Wow, madness. I can do it with these mana pipes, that's a good idea. Get this system running again for no real reason, but just because I can. And I actually, off camera last night, tore down the Omnistone barns, so they're feeding directly into the base now, so I don't actually need to upgrade those barns. But if I had that upgrade yesterday, I'll tell you what, might as well upgrade these barns, because these will increase the amount of accessible planks in my inventory, which is a good thing. And wood, even though that's much less necessary. I'm pretty sure I have just an obscene amount of stone, but most of it's in my regular base. And I don't know how it got there, but it's there. I guess I do know how it got there, probably from building and deleting things over and over again. But that's beside the point. Okay, so another really, really big change that happened. That is going to require me to rework everything, because right now I'm cheating, and that is that. Wells can now only be placed on terrain. So if I try to place it here, it's going to tell me I can't do it. But currently I have wells that are not placed on terrain, which makes me a cheating bastard, and I can't justify going about it this way. So what I need to do now is probably keep this infrastructure this shape and size, but instead I need to feed it from an external source. So I need to build a water hub, move the water to here, and then I don't have to rework this whole system, but moving forward for anything that does require water, I'll want to design it with that in mind. Or alternatively use water shrines, I suppose. That is also an idea that I wasn't thinking about. Problem is, wells are free, and that's why I like them. You can add water boosts to to wells. What the fuck? What's the point in that? Why not just use a water shrine then? It's literally the same, is it not? I mean, it's not. It's worse than a water shrine still. Okay, that's pretty good. I like that even though it's ridiculous. Okay, so I have wells here. I think this represents all the wells in this system. No, there's still wells over on this. So what I'll want to end up doing then is probably reroute this system so it also goes past this barn. So I'll have to increase the size of this and maybe add some more minecarts to it. We'll see. But more importantly, I need to actually put the water somewhere. That is not illegal. But first and foremost, I probably need to deal with these before I get too far. There's just no good way to go about it. I guess because I can set these filters so that it'll always have like the items in it that I want. But then if the actual slots get filled, it doesn't really do you much good. So right now, literally all it's doing is limiting the amount of items that can be output from the packager. Thought I was so clever with this. Let's see. On this setup, I could, like, pretty easily just put back the old system, which is probably what I'll need to do. And I can even get away without doing it necessarily by creating like a barn, using the barn as an intermediary to catch the items, and then I don't have to change this setup at all. It just is some weird packager bullshit connected to it. I guess I can leave it for now. I don't know if this is intended behavior. Because this change did come with the last update. I guess here, let me look at the patch notes. I guess maybe it didn't. Well, no, because we know for a fact it came with the last update because it worked while I was doing it before. Let's see. Fixed packaged items being accepted into various building inventory slots, then being unusable. Okay, so I think this is probably related to that. Hopefully then, by bringing it to attention, it can be fixed, but maybe this is working as intended. I don't know. Maybe I'll make a message or something somewhere after the fact, and if the system breaks because of this, I can rework it, but for now I'll just leave it the way it is, because maybe it'll get patched. Alright, so, time to stop being cheating bastards. Water is also going to have to be added to this system, and that's where this is going to get pretty rough, because this system was not designed in a friendly way. Granted, a lot of the footprint does come from the wells themselves. The wells can easily be replaced with silos, and then just drive past them with mine carts. But let me deal with my farms first. So they've got a pretty big setup that needs to be renovated. And by pretty big, I mean absolutely fucking insane. Has, what is it, 24? Let's see, 4 times 3, 4 times 6, yeah. So I have to get 24 wells hooked up. No reason not to just put it in line with the rest of the system. I guess that it does make water shrines a lot better now that they've patched this. Like, it didn't make sense that you could put wells in the air. I just took advantage of it because you could. Now I'm suffering the consequences for being a cheeky fuck. But that's, you know, that's the way to cookie crumbles. So, I do very much appreciate the barn upgrade as well. In fact, if I think about it, I should pretty much go and upgrade every barn that I have in my systems because it just makes them work better and have better backlog so hiccups don't become as much of a problem. So yeah, like I could fit way more poop into this system and then actually be able to do something with it at some point maybe. Okay. So where else are there barns? Obviously these water barns have already been upgraded. Come over here. So we got this poop barn that needs to be upgraded. And hooked into this system, I didn't even hook this one in. Which I guess could explain in part why I am not necessarily meeting demands. Might as well upgrade this barn, but it's not currently not filling up anyway. I have resources to burn, so that's why I don't feel so bad about this. Okay, so I should probably get the fertilizer out of this. How do I go about that? Do I delete this system? I kinda have to, it is cheating. And I don't have to worry about supplying water to it. So I'll delete my "this is cheating" area lamps. Oh no, I've done it now. Deleted a ramp underneath. Okay. Get out of here, wheat. Okay, delete, delete, delete. Keep that out. Delete this, delete that. Beautiful. Okay, so the base infrastructure does exist. I can probably just use this. Got a lot of water that I have to delete as well in this area, in this vicinity. Yeah, it seems like that's the easiest way to do this. Not really. So I set this barn up in a way that I have to feed out this side. Whoops. Okay. Guess I will delete the silos then. And just line it up all fresh and nice. Okay, so I have to go up and then over. So what I could do, how much of this system is running? Okay, this system is currently running, so I do still need to kind of act as if the wells exist. I mean, to be fair, they are going to be replaced with silos, which isn't going to have a substantial impact on their design. Still, they'll just be one block lower. Okay, so barn, I guess I'll just build a silo setup on this side. Okay. And go up to another barn. And have 2 outputs from that barn. Oh, I guess I should probably use some grabbers. Well, I've done it now because I put the scaffold. I can't get my grabbers where they need to be. Alright. this is the level it needs to be on. It's ridiculous, but gets the job done. So now, I think I will mimic what was going on with the other section by having it have 3 paths out and then split between them. Because that doesn't really benefit me to do it that way. I might as well just have 1 direct line or 2 direct lines. I think I'll have 2 direct lines because I might need that level of throughput. So I'll have 1 go on one side and 1 go on the other side, and they'll both be next to each other and it'll be cute. Gotta go over stuff. So let's see. Why am I... We don't even have to go over stuff if I build this at a high enough level. Okay. Now I can just make it completely flat and don't have to use ramps or anything, which is nice because they're not always the easiest to design. Oh wait, that was the issue. I want to make it have 2 layers. Oh, why did I do it this way? I don't understand. If I want to have 2 layers, I have to build the bottom layer first. Whoops. Okay, well, we'll get there eventually. Okay. So... how tall does it have to be to get over a well? That is 1 block taller than it has to be to get over a silo, so I guess I'll preemptively replace these ones with silos. And I can even remove the grabbers, they won't need them. And then once we actually get... Okay, no, it is the same height. Alright, well this is still fine. I don't need to put it back. Okay, so I should still be able to get everything into the barns, even with this minor setback. So let's see, that goes into the first block, and the other ones will go into the third block, so it'll work. Okay, needs to go up 2 blocks. Okay, so that's the platform for the bottom layer. Alright, these are not full, which means that anything I move from this will actually give me an idea of whether or not the system is working. Okay, so yes, that part goes, well, duh. Obviously, there was never going to be a problem with that part. Never mind. Okay. Put down layer number 2. And... alright, I can't put that there. Cool. Okay, so throw the ramps down. I guess I'll pause the game, otherwise the barn might run out of resources before I can check to see if it works. Beautiful, just the bridge of shit. I love it. Okay, so items coming out the top. And they're going in, so they're all good. All this is as full as it possibly can be. Did it clear my filter? What you doing, bro? Set this to be remedy. Okay. La la la, beautiful. This is just gonna keep going forever. Let's upgrade this barn so the other system can go forever. Let's upgrade the fish barn so that they can go forever. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, I didn't think about this part. The actual fish harvesting portion I can upgrade, so now I can have 2,000 fish in the system. That's pretty good. I'm a big fan of that. It's just gonna be lightning bolts between all my barns for a little while. And carts going crazy. So let me think. There's a... Okay, no, this system should still work even being scaled up. It's not designed around an inventory count. It's just going to be hilarious. I also forgot in not the last update, but the update before this, they added an upgrade building button, which is U by default, and I am not using that. I should probably use that. Gosh, look at it. 700 fish and climbing. To be fair, a lot of these areas still have resources left, whereas the other fishing plots are pretty barren. But it is beautiful to see it just climb so quickly and just constantly fire lightning bolts. But they're not even making it that far. I wonder how many are actually getting stopped by this. It's only able to handle like 2, and then the rest all get sent down. But it's working like a charm now that I magically was able to scale up the capacity by 5 times. I can finally see its true worth. Oh, whoa, we actually got to a point. This one had carts going in it. Oh wait, no, never mind, I forgot. It's still just collecting fish. I'm dumb. Disregard. Oh man, look at him go. So majestic. So much fish. That's almost full. That's still... I mean, these ones... Yeah. They're a thing. What the heck? This is hooked up to a Steam network. Not connected to Power Network. According to this, it is. What happened? Did my Steam network de-initialize? It seemed like it did. I reloaded the game and the Steam network just shut off. So if I mouse over it now, does it have Steam? Okay, now it does. What the fuck? Okay. Well, it's working now. It's going a little bit faster. What about this stuff? Does this stuff need any attendance? No, it seems okay. Why did my happiness take such a massive hit? What is going on? Did I fuck something up somewhere? Is something just broken? Stuff's still coming out this way and this way. I was at like 600 happiness when I started. Oh, wait. It probably has something to do with the fact that, some of these outputs are dependent on them being full. Like, this one, for instance, is not going to... Wait, no. Okay, first off, this is just going to be really dumb, but I'm going to do it anyway. So now that's going to have a pretty substantial impact on happiness, but it shouldn't have been having an impact on happiness. Trying to think, what did I do to cause that to happen? Oh well. Hopefully it'll sort itself out. I guess I can look at houses, because I know that they were planning on rebalancing some things. Not enough food for them. They're still consuming medicinal items. Unless they just made it so it goes down faster? I don't know. Maybe it's just a hiccup. I did something the game didn't like. Oh yeah, it's probably from expanding the barns that the entire system was relying on to produce items. And now we're gonna do it again. Hell yeah. Okay, well, there you have it, folks. Kyle ruins the day again. Okay, so happiness is gonna steadily drop for a little while. I'm all out of poop-based fuel for my metal lines. Why are these all... What's going on, buddy? Why can't... Oh, I just can't keep up, okay. Alright, moving on. So, dealing with the fact that I'm cheating. Let's do that. I built this. I didn't hook any of them up. But I built it. Okay. So now we have a water depot. Now it's a matter of actually getting the water to a place where it can be used. Now, how do I want to go about that? I guess to be fair, magic rails do not succumb to any degree of deceleration while traveling up or up hills. So because I have magic rails, I might as well just use magic rails and just build a cycle that goes back and forth between the two of these. Come on, let me delete stuff. Okay. Alright, clear it out a bit, even though it's impossible to see what I'm doing. And I really did not design this in a way that I would have planned on having to modify it, but in my defense, I didn't plan on having to modify it. I guess I can just delete the scaffold and just click a bunch and be careful not to delete anything I don't mean to. Okay. I want to delete the scaffold on top, because it's not supposed to be there anymore. Okay, I think I got it all. Alright, so now I need to build the loop. Loop 2.0. Okay, so how high do I need to get it? Not very. Probably want to wait until after I've crossed over the potatoes to make my ramp. Ooh, it's gonna be pretty brutal on the other side. Let me think. Oh no, no it isn't. I just have to go. Okay, yeah. Never mind, not brutal. False alarm. Okay. One block there, and that'll be in line. One block here, and it's in line. Perfect. Well, let's see if I can accurately... Well, no. I just don't like building ramps. They're annoying, okay? I think that's correct. No, it needs to be one block further. Okay. So now the ramp exists on the one side. And to build it on the other side. So where does the ramp start? The ramp starts right on the block immediately before the silos. So daisy chained it up this way. Jeez, what the fuck happened to my happiness? It just keeps dropping. I mean, I guess every impact is exponential and it takes a long time to recover, but like, jeez. It's pretty brutal. Okay. So if I do this correctly, I can automatically hook it up to the barns in the original location. I guess part of it might be right now that there's no water. That could be something. No, there's still water, so that's not it. Alright, give me some minecarts. I don't know how many I need to keep this system running smoothly, so I guess I'll just do 6. Onwards to victory. There are no rail stops I just recognized, so let me put some down, then we can be onwards to victory. Excuse me? No. Wait. Oh, it's... okay. It's trying to interact with the well. That explains it. Put that rail stop in the wrong spot. Okay. Oops. There. Oh, one of them got water. Okay, good. And around they will go, bringing precious supplies to hopefully restock anything that needs to be filled. Guess we'll have to kind of watch it and see if it goes up rather than down. Seems like it's okay, but do not know. Alright, so what part of this is jammed up and why is it jammed up? So this is jammed up because that's how long it takes, which is acceptable. This is jammed up because it has constant output. This doesn't have constant output. It doesn't have constant input. Why does this have more input than the other one? It's a big what for me, dog. Something not facing the correct direction. Because, like, if you... Like, this one is backed up, but the other one doesn't have anything in it. And you can't even get, like, a good camera angle from this side to see what the hell is happening. I guess it could just have to do with which barns are bearing the burden of watering crops. It's probably what it is. Okay, we're starting to see happiness start to climb back up. Hopefully it reaches the point where it was at before I was messing with it, but I guess we'll find out. Anyway, I think... No, I still have one more part of this I have to fix, which is I have to modify this system so that it actually has water. It does not need as many... Come on game. It doesn't need as many inputs as it had previously because those were based on the rate of production, not the rate of output. So now, if I just hook up some more, if I hook up 3 silos and give each one 2 inputs, there's no reason that that should cause any issues. Okay. Don't even need the grabbers anymore. Except I can't delete the grabber because it has too much structural integrity. Okay. Should probably pause the game while I'm doing this. Eventually I'll... There we go. Eventually I'll get the silo. Okay, so now I need to reroute this track to make it even longer so it swings past what I've got going on here, but I want to make sure there are no carts in the system where I'm deleting it. Nope! Thought I was in the clear, but apparently I had entered the next station. Okay, so what we're going to do actually is jam up the whole system real quick and let everything clear out, and then go from there. Okay, so we have to make sure to hook that silo back up when we connect the line, because otherwise it will be out of water. I'm gonna clear this scaffold so I can see a bit better and design it as if it was going the other direction, which is the direction it will be going. Okay. So I do actually, annoyingly enough, have to like clear this cheese line. Oh, we're gonna run into the kitchen even. Okay, I might have to redo a little bit of this. Okay, how do I go about fixing this? Okay, because those silos are on level, so I don't technically have to change. I mean, I could go below the kitchen, which is a hilarious but difficult feat, so honestly I'm gonna do it for the lulz. It's gonna be obnoxious to build, but I think we got it in us. Okay. So there is that. And I believe we can start to ramp up right away. I don't think we have to wait. But if we do, I suppose I should check before I get too involved. But I don't really have a choice. I'll basically be fully committed by the time I've figured out whether or not it'll work. Oh, for the love of God, I built it in the wrong spot. I'm good at this game. Okay, so it'll be there, which honestly makes things even more difficult. Okay, so now we can place everything. So let's place the rails to make sure that this will work at all. Beautiful. Okay, so the carts will make their way down. No, they won't because they're blocked by cheese. Goodbye, cheese. Okay, I deleted my ramps. These cheeses need to be replaced with that type of scaffold. Beautiful. Okay. Can I get this block here? I can, okay. Can I get it there? Yes, I can, okay. Okay, okay, alright, alright, alright. Beautiful. Okay. Appears to be working as intended, so it will now go underneath the kitchen. Okay, so apparently we can only have it go underneath the kitchen when all of the minecarts are clear. So we'll do that, and then we'll place the kitchen back after we've done that, I guess. Okay. So let's go straight here. Don't even have to worry about this top stew line. We might run into the... I guess we don't have to worry about the beef stew. We will run into the veggie stew, but we can restructure it pretty easily without having to change anything, just the scaffold. Okay, and now we are at our destination. I guess it does kind of make sense to have 3 silos if each one's only going to have 1 output. It does make this system... It does need at least 4, doesn't it, though? So I will have to build 1 on top. Okay. So that's 4 inputs, which the rest of them all have as well, I think. And they had 2. They were working in the past, though, so I don't feel like it's really necessary then. I guess let me look at my other milk lines. How many outputs? Okay, they did have 4. So I should design it with that in mind. Right, so it'll drive past here, and then we just gotta hook it back up with its old friend. Which also requires us to go underneath something, except this time it's a poop packager. Okay. I'm gonna preemptively hook this back up so I don't forget. Yes, that is correct. I'm like, input, what the fuck, why is it being... And then I realized that's what I needed. The game is working as intended and doing what I need it to do. Therefore, I should not get upset with it. Okay. Let me look back at this. So it needed a 1 block empty space, so my ramp will start here. Now, how do I get under? Oh my gosh, this is so bad. So is it next to the silo? No, it's 1 block away from the silo, okay. Kinda just like going on good faith here. Okay. Should probably put my support scaffolds down. What the heck? Guess I deleted a block. I'm just like, why is this floating? I don't understand. Nothing makes sense. Alright. Ooh, it doesn't like this. But that seemed to work perfectly fine. Alright, so it automatically hooked up all of those. So we're all good. Now I just have to unpause the game and get ready to put my kitchen back. Okay. Wait, no. I gotta put the packager back too. Okay. I think everything's good. What's gonna be important now is making sure that the... Jesus, holy shit. Hold the fucking phone. Okay, no. Alright. I was like, what the fuck? But it... Okay, I thought it was consuming water at just the most ungodly rate known to man, but no, that is a grain silo. Okay, so do I need to add more carts to the system? This isn't working. This didn't receive any input, even though it should have. What's the deal, guys? Okay, well those ones were empty. So that could be part of the deal. See them come back one time. I guess it's gonna take a few trips because they have to fill up 3 silos over here. Okay, but I might honestly just have to add more to the system. Well, these ones are coming by. Okay, this seems to be sufficient. I'll throw down 2 more minecarts just to make sure. Because ultimately, the length of your line has a noted impact on the overall throughput of it. It's you know, something to do with the length divided by the number of cars, or no, the number of cars divided by the length. I don't know. Long track take longer time. That's how it works. Okay, so I'm no longer cheating on my food production. Now I need to go back and look at my medicinal assembly lines, which all require a lot of water in different spots. So, how much water am I currently producing and how do I distribute it in a different way than I currently am? So there's 9 wells here. There's 8 wells here, I think. So, and then there's another set of 6 here. So 15 plus 8 is 23, and then we have another 12 here. So we're at like, I'm build 36 wells. Okay. And then, so I guess I'll put it in this open spot right here, probably. But what I might want to do is find a way to move it vertically more efficiently. Let's see. Build a single barn can hold 12 wells. So if I build my barns, okay, no, they can only do 11. Well, they can do 12. It's just going to be annoying to set it up. So they can do 12. So then I would just need 3 barns to meet my need. So I pause it and do it like this. Okay, now I'm hitting a scaffold. And also, okay, I've decided that no, I am just going to do the system I had done before because it was simpler. Okay, so in order to get 36 then, I need 6 barns. I need 1 more barn. Can I fit it? Oh, I can fit it exactly. This is not going to be fun to design. Okay. No more cheating. This is against the rules. This just in, cheating is against the rules. Who knew? I do at least appreciate that it didn't delete my existing wells when it made the update, although, to be fair, I understand why it wouldn't. It would be a little ridiculous to check your save. I guess it would only have to check your save file, like if it was from an older version. But to have it go through and delete all the wells that weren't placed on terrain would be unnecessary development time. Oops. It'll be kind of nice to have like these water towers, except I don't design them like towers. They're more like, I don't know, hangars, like aircraft ports, just long. They're giant caterpillars filled with water. Okay. Oh, wait, I can use the upgrade building key. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It hurts my wrist a lot less. There we go. Okay, so these should start filling up with water. Yes. Next will be moving that water from this low elevation to a high elevation. How do I want to do that? Because what I could do is I I could build some barns at a higher level, like on the level that I need most of my water at, with the exception of like these ones over here. And then what I could do is just build a rail system that's job is specifically to move the water to the higher elevation. And then I don't have to worry about trying to get the carts up to that point. It's probably the best course of action. Because the thing is, a lot of these I don't have to, well, some of them are laid out in a way that I'll have to, but yeah, like for instance, I could delete these lines of wells, change these into silos and lower them, and then I would only need one silo, and then just have 4 outputs. But there are some that are set up in a way where that's not feasible, where it would still take 3 silos. So like this setup will still take 3. This setup will actually only take 1, which is nice. Yeah, all of these will only take 1 silo each. Yeah, both of these can be turned into single silos. In that case, the line might not be so complex that I have to worry about that, and I could just have one single line instead of a double line system that I really only did on this setup because I had an existing line and didn't want to mess with it. Yeah. I do have to think though. It does impact where... I guess, do I really need to think about that? How much more water do I need for this system? I think I've got... Because I have the... Where is it? I have the antidotes. The health potions are made using remedies and juice, but I have the remedies made as well, so I don't... Okay, so once I retrofit this water, this system will be done, and I won't need to worry about water anymore. So I can design this with that in mind, that I won't have to mess with it. Okay. What is going to be difficult to do, though, is see what I'm trying to do. Because it is not friendly in those regards. Honestly, I'll probably want this to be the start of the line, because then I can... You know what, I'm not sure there's like anything good about where this starts. If I try really hard, I can go under all of this and then up here. Let's see, because it'll be this line, which hits a bunch of scaffold, but that's fine. I actually have to turn and go under this way, because then I have space to actually gain elevation. But I think that's my best plan. The problem is going to be seeing any of it. So I guess I should probably pause the game while I work, and if I very carefully move things around, I can do this without breaking the game. So I want to place things and then move them back immediately so I don't forget. Because that would be bad. Let me fix my webcam. I realize I'm pointing at the ceiling. There, now I'm more in frame, especially when I slouch over like this. And, well, not really, but... Okay. Logistics blocks, rail stop. That's gonna be weird. Jokes on this game, I figured you out. If I point at the building I want it to be at, then it will be the type of thing I want. Who would have thought? You follow the way that you have to build things in order to build things, they'll be built the way you want them built. Okay, so do I... First thing I do now is honestly, I might have to wait to shimmy, because otherwise I'll have to delete so much stuff. So... yeah, I just go straight underneath all of this. And once I get to here, I can start to go up. Or no, okay. So maybe turn it right there, since that's a spot where I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so move this workshop over here. Then, I guess I'll turn it under this line, because this line is the last thing that limits my space in this front, and then I can go up a little bit. I'll just see carts popping in and out of various places, and it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, so now let's replace the scaffold, and more importantly, the buildings that used to be here. Using the almighty power of the move tool. Okay, so how high can we go up right here? I might have been wrong in my assessment. No, I was wrong in how far I turned. I need to go another block over, I think. Wait, no. Okay, so where am I? I'm right here. Okay, that makes more sense. But I don't think I can go up yet. Or can I? I can. So, what I can't do is place scaffold where I need to place scaffold. So I guess I'll clear this scaffold and rebuild it once I'm done. So one... Oh, I've got plenty of space to go up here. So much space I might actually be able to get to where I need to. Probably not that. That might be a little excessive. I do need to bear in mind the height of the barn. So it looks like being level with this assembly line is the best I can do. So I should probably put some scaffold there so I can see what I'm doing and know that that's like that's the best you got, bud. Probably go down. Okay, almost got it. Might just have to delete this for a second, which unfortunately was a slightly more complex line that might be harder to reproduce. This bottom one even? Oh, it's an input. That makes more sense. Okay. I do actually kind of need to delete it anyway, because it's the wrong type of scaffold. So let me place the rail real quick. Alright. So I can put this back. Okay, actually no, that was not difficult at all. It's literally just one turn. Yeah. Okay, so now I can put this back. And we need to move the barn. Replace the barn's middle scaffold with hollow archways, and then I can go underneath it. Okay, put the barn back. Beautiful. So I'm almost where I need to be. Let's start deleting things. Okay, so I need to replace this with a silo and redesign it slightly. Okay, so that's one spot, and that'll work. And then repeat the design right here. It shouldn't need more water than that. I mean, it was... I guess I haven't really hit that point, but this will have more throughput than the other system did because it's it's not based on a production rate. Alright, so go up. I guess I can turn here. I need to double check though, because I'm pretty sure that... Okay, yeah, that's gonna jam the line. So I need to go up more. I think I'll just go up to the level I need to be on, and then I'll turn. Alright, it's a little ridiculous, but we got there. Okay, place some scaffold down over the spots that are going to need it. And we've got this starting to be hooked up. So these will not auto-connect, which is honestly a blessing right now, because there's a bunch of silos here I do not want to connect to, because they contain fertilizer. Rail stop. Input, input. Beautiful. Okay, now I have to get water on the other side. Shit, I forgot about this one. That's gonna be a tough one. Okay, so that's my target. I mean, probably just go over the barn, hit that one, and come back. Seems like the best course of action. Is there any way I can hit it while getting a different thing? Problem is, it is kind of a dead end. Oh, there's wells over here too that I forgot about. Man, what was I thinking? Okay. Make sure these are actually hooked up and facing the correct direction. Okay, so one silo that faces that way, and then a grabber that faces this way. And that's these two water lines. So, I'll go around, and I can go up from here, go above the barn, swing by, hit this system. Okay, this will work. It's gonna look ridiculous, but it'll work. That is, at the end of the day, the important part. Okay, so this is low enough to go into that line without needing it to be remodeled, which is nice. Come on. Alright, there we go. So I want to make this a line, but I can't really, because of the shape of these silos that are right there. What I should do is just actually mirror this from the other side. Why is it like that though? Okay, it is just, that's just how it is, I guess. Okay. So now, if I move these back by one, they will match their friends on the other side. Everything will be fine and happy. And life will be good. Alright. So, can I go over the barn? Oh, good. Didn't consider that part. Need scaffold down here. Honestly, probably just the whole part. I don't know if I'm going to use it all, but I might as well build it. And blocks. So I guess what I should have considered is raising this up one block higher, but I'm not going to at this point. I'm just going to suffer the consequences of my actions. Okay. So I need the inputs. And now we gotta go up. That's not what I wanted. There we go. Ooh, oh no. Oh no. I do have to go up. Because if I was one block higher, I'd be able to go over the barn. Damn it. Damn it, damn it, damn it. Oh well, I'll just add... I'll be lazy about it and just add a block on top of the block that exists. Oh, I won't do that. I will for the parts that have scaffold on them already. But not for the parts that are just suspended in air. Because then it'll be too thick of a scaffold, and I can't handle that much thickness. Oh, it's not gonna let me delete. Come on. Come on, game. Alright. This was the wrong kind of scaffold anyway, so good thing I deleted it. Okay, so that's where that needs to be. That's where that needs to be. I should just be able to line it up. Yep, alright, beautiful. So I'm probably gonna need a lot of minecarts on this track, because it's gonna have a lot to do. Okay, make sure these actually work, but they should. It helps if you finish the line, if you want it to work. There we go. So now we can go up. Up and over the barn. How much higher do I need to go? One more block? I think so. Then I'm high enough to go over this. That's convenient. Okay, so go straight this way. Turn right here. Wow, that's a beautiful line right there. I like that a lot. Go ahead and just place this as a reference point. I think I need to have that kind of scaffold there, but I'm not sure. But I'd rather do that than have my line get jammed. Okay, so now the real question is, do I just design these to hold? Yeah, I'll probably just have single silos, but just have their output built better. Okay. So I've got that. I just have the conveyors coming out of either ends. So that's 3 inputs. I need 4 inputs. So I guess I'll just add another one on top. And then everything will be all nice, and it looks terrible, but it gets the job done. Okay. So now if I drive past these will actually automatically connect. I need to turn. Now this is the ones I need to actually like redesign. So delete the back layer. I know that that can be deleted. Delete this back layer. Now I have to decide what side I want to put it on. It makes most sense to put it on the outsides, but not for the direction I have to make my line go to get back to base. Guess I could just have it like... Alright, I think I'll have it go here, hit this, then come back and hit these two, and then go around, and then I have like a large enough chasm that I can go halfway down and halfway back. No, you know what? We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it this way, and then we're gonna spiral around this system to get back to the end point of this. It's gonna be a shitty roller coaster. Fucking amazing. Alright, scrap all this scaffold. Well, not all of it, but I did scrap all of it. Okay, I'm gonna put the silos right next to the barns this time. Didn't delete any ramps by mistake this time, which is nice. Okay. And I need the silo. Oh, come on, let me place. There we go. Silo. So then each, well, helps if I have the conveyors facing into the building. It needs 2 layers and grabbers on all of them. Okay, repeat on this side. Okay, so now the minecart will turn immediately and head in this direction. It will then swing past this. Now what do? I guess I gotta go down. I don't have to go down too far, just a little bit. I gotta be careful not to accidentally. I guess I will, so I don't have to change this whole... Oh, nope, I unpaused by mistake. Because that's a lot to delete, I will make it go right in front of the barn. But I think if I do that, it'll... Okay. Fine, I'll fix it. Because if I make it go right in front of the farm, or barn, it's going to put a rail stop by default, but obviously I do not want a rail stop there. I guess I probably could have just, like, disabled it, but I don't want to do that. I just don't want it to exist in the first place. Okay, so that's facing the correct direction. Okay. Nope, I'm still missing it, because if I want to actually rebuild the scaffold, I have to build everything in an exact specific order. There we go. Beautiful. Now I can build the scaffold here, 1 block above the entrance to the barn, and save myself that hassle. And now that's there. I guess I'll place stand-up scaffold while I can. And get back on level with... I don't even have to, because that's above where it needs to be. So I could stay on this level. No, I do need to be up, so I can get around this stuff, question mark? Yeah. Yeah. Plus it's a roller coaster, you know, it's gotta have more hills than that, otherwise it's gonna have a low excitement rating. Let me place the rail on this just absolute catastrophe of engineering. Okay, now hook up the other silos. And finally get back to base. So I think we'll just go across here. And now we can start to go down. How far? So let's see. Just trying to think how feasible this whole thing is. Hilariously enough, it like basically passes the other silo on the way down. So I know it's not actually going to be here, but I need a reference point to build off of. Okay, so now I can keep going down. Okay, can it even get pretty close? Almost there. I guess I'll rotate it. Oh, I do have to... Okay, yeah, so I do need enough space to be able to get on the level, because otherwise I'm going to smash into that. So I do have to go down. I have to build scaffolding here? I don't think I do. Okay. So we'll turn first and then go continue our journey downwards. Okay, so put all that there. Nope. That's not what I wanted. Okay. That's also not what I wanted. Okay. That's more or less what we need. Now I'll just hook it up for shits and giggles so it looks more natural. There, beautiful. Now it's actually hooked onto the scaffolding. It has support. Oh, this is... Did not think that this was going to be what did it, but I think building the last part right here. Alright, so we'll move the enchanter, which I think is going to break all of the mana network above it, but hopefully not, and then delete those 3 blocks, and then I think I have enough space that I can build. Okay. Before I replace that, I should probably actually build the gold track. Okay. I'll need to watch this, but hopefully moving the enchanter did not break everything. And now we will go up. Okay, everything's hooked up. Now we just need a lot of minecarts. So, it would make sense to build them down there where they actually need to be. But, yeah, whatever. Workers, minecart. Just spam a bunch of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 better be enough. And if I rotate them all, that will get them all started, and also going the direction that I built the track in. AKA the right direction. Is that all of them, or did I build one further down? I did build one further down that I don't think I can click on. Way to go, me. Oh, no, I'm all good. Okay, perfect. Unpause the game, just let the lag commence as we add water to all these systems. Oh no. I bumped into something. Okay. And now they will go. Whee! Look at them go. They're so majestic. It's gonna take a few trips to get everything full, but hopefully it'll work. Oh, I like that little... This goes down. This is fun, I like this. It was inconvenient, but I'm happy with the results, nonetheless. Ah, yes. Okay, stretch real quick and to figure out where I want to go from here. Happiness is fluctuating again. I don't understand what happened, why my happiness dropped so substantially after booting up the game today. The only thing I could think is that needs are decreasing faster, but I'm not sure. And these carrying water, are they gonna make it to the end? Are any of them gonna make it all the way around the loop? Nope. But by the next loop we should be okay. I guess we'll wanna watch and see, because it goes through it pretty quick. I guess it's worth seeing to make sure that after a full trip that everything is actually like can make it till the next trip comes around. Okay, so that ended up being full. Now we have to wait and see if it ends up being empty by the next route around. Then, if it works, we're all good and we can move on. Oh yeah, it'll be fine. It'll have like 50 left. More or less, yeah. Perfect. That means the system is sufficient. It is producing enough water. That being said, it's not okay. The system is not sufficient because I remembered we're only at a small fraction of the overall happiness that we will end up being eventually, so I'll probably have to keep adding carts to this later, but for now, I lost count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now it's up to 32 carts. Well, I'll need to have a pretty constant supply. I guess partly what I could do to make this less of an issue is not build giant trains and instead just disperse my carts so it's a constant trickle of water rather than just a burst that can't all be used, but too bad. This is how I built my thing. Oh, there's not enough gaps between these two trains. Oh well. We'll solve that problem later. Oh shit! I forgot about this. I forgot about my paper mills. So now I have to make my line even longer and add more carts to it. Okay, so build some silos. Do the whole conveyor belt setup. Ooh, wait a second. Okay, now this does have to be a 3 silo setup because this is not the lower level of the building, this is the top of the building, so it requires more input. Or I can't stack it. It doesn't require more input, it requires more ports to be utilized. So now, this part of the system is just going to inhale water because it's unnecessarily large. And I will link up this here. So can this hit? No, I will have to go down as well because they're too high in the air. May as well go down right here then. I know it needs to be 3 blocks, so I'll just go down after dropping off in the first one. 1, 2, 3. So that's my anchor. Okay. Alright, so interestingly enough, I could kind of like go on this side and then around, go up on that side. Guess that'll work. Like almost makes sense to change the whole direction of the route then, because then it goes here, can connect it up here, and then yeah, whatever. Just add more minecarts to the system. That'll be the solution. More. Okay, so connect to here. Oops, nope, connect to there. Guess I'll build the scaffold pillars that I need. Okay, then I'll go around. How do I connect it back up? Probably just loop it back this way. Okay. Very nice. And I guess I'll build the scaffold pillars here too, because that's what I do everywhere. I imagine that some of my frame rate issues probably have to do with my excessive use of scaffold as decoration. But that's partly what it's there for. Okay, so now I need the rail stops. And I need a lot more minecarts again. But I should probably put them in a part of the system that doesn't already have minecarts in it. I mean, this new part obviously doesn't have it, but it's probably a good enough spot as well. So I'll do another 16. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay. Get them all going in the correct direction. And let the game run for a few more cycles. I know that I counted those wells in the original calculation for how much water I needed, I just didn't end up connecting them into the water delivery circuit after on defrauding my game. Gearing the gonna replace this with stone, and I am gonna put a lamp in it. I have to do it. I need a lamp. Beautiful. It marks the momentous setup that is just this monstrosity. Okay, so after a few cycles, we'll need to make sure that everything's still working correctly. All these minecarts are creating an obnoxious amount of lag. Like, in most of the farms, or assembly lines, I can look at it from this close and it's not a problem. This one's it is not liking it. Okay. Have we filled all of these yet? Okay, all of those are full. This is full. I think we're in the clear now. I think we have a constant enough supply that even later down the line, we'll be good. How's the fish doing? All those are full. It's like halfway used. Okay. Happiness is starting to trickle back up, and then it dropped right as I looked at it. But it's like... it's trying, man. It wants to get back past 500. I like that theoretically this could have... in order to meet need, it needs 100 minecarts to go through it. It's so dumb. Man, I love upgraded barns. Okay, so I need to finish the elixir line, the whole thing I set out to do from the beginning of this episode. Yes, so I need the health potions. Health potions need juice and remedy. I already have the remedy, now I'm pretty sure I need 1 juice and mana power. Where? Select recipe. Yes, 1 juice and 2 mana power, which makes that not nearly as expensive in terms of mana cost as the other buildings. And how long does it take? It takes 6 seconds, so I only need 1 enchanter doing that. Well, I guess, no, I should build 2 enchanters, because just like these, you know, later down the line we run the risk of not being able to output everything. I think because it's a cheap enough item, 2 enchanters will probably be enough, so I'll do that. So I need to make sure that this section of the assembly line stays relatively accessible, and I'll probably want to build... honestly, I can build my enchanter setup first, so then I have a designated output for the antidotes, but also an input for the health potions. I'll know where everything needs to go. So I'll probably want to build a setup similar to this, but where? That's the question. I do want to try and push things this way, but I don't think it's in the cards. I think I'm just going to have to redirect this line in an L shape that direction to make space for the general good items. So, yeah. What level is this on? I guess I can just do that. Okay, so if I do it like that, it should be fine. I'll just have it split. But that should still leave plenty of space for the other inputs. Okay, so need my enchanters. I will have 3 enchanters for the actual elixir, because it still takes... well, it only takes 4. Actually, running... I need at least 2 of these to meet demand, so I guess I might as well have 3. Because it's on a 10-second clock. Which makes it markedly slower than a lot of the items on the enchanter. A lot of them are 4 or 6 seconds, so it's a little interesting. So I need 2 blocks of space to build my recharger setup. How many inputs do I have into each of these? I only have 1 from the book. So yeah. Then I guess I will only have 1 for these as well. Beautiful. Just prongs. I should have built these on stone. They look really bad. I wonder if stone actually is less graphically intensive to render. I mean, I would imagine it would be. If I had just gotten into the habit of building everything out of stone, my game would run smoother, probably. More smoothly. You know what? I'm discovering that this system is going to look bad regardless, so I shouldn't be stressing about it, because this is not elegant or graceful or anything. It just exists, but gotta do what we gotta do. Alright. So that's the elixir. But I'm not going to make the health potions there. And I'm going to wait to build the charging infrastructure, because I'm probably going to end up building it underneath, or above rather, all this stuff. The literal opposite of the word that I used, but that's beside the point. Okay, so I had some grabbers, and then these will be all hooked up. And why is this not upgraded? This barn needs to be able to hold the maximum amount of shit in it. Same thing with this one. Actually, that one really doesn't need to be upgraded, but I did it anyway. Okay, so that's my remedy line. I need to remember that. I cannot lose my remedy line. Berries. They're easy. I remember that much. Let's see. They only take 2 seconds, and I only need 2 of them to make juice. How long does a juice take to make? Juice only takes 3 seconds. Okay, so that is a non-issue. That part of the assembly line is not going to really factor much into anything. To the point where I'm almost wondering if I should try and build that berry farm underneath this. But I don't think that's going to be in the cards. I think I'm going to have a lot of trouble with my line if I try to do it that way. Will I? So let's see, I build the farm here. I have 2 outputs on either side. They go up, and they hit enchanters that are here, that are above these. I think it can be done in an elegant way that will make this... I have to be careful, I'm getting back to, you know, if I go look at some old stuff I have over in my get shit built lines, I'm getting back to assembly line spaghetti again. I forgot about this, but I love how terrible it is. I don't even remember what this is. This is just mana bricks, okay. And what's this? This is my iron or my wheels so I can build minecarts. Cool. But yeah, I want to avoid doing something like that because mostly it's because it doesn't scale well into the end game. But I think it'll be fine in these circumstances. I guess I need kitchens as in between. I forgot about that. So due to the extra kitchen infrastructure, I probably really can't fit it in here. Because what, I'd build the farm here, I'd build like the kitchen here, directly blocking the enchanter. Yeah. Where do I want to build it then? Because I don't want to... I mean, I need to redirect this line, so I need to stop looking at it as if it's there. That's a big part of it. I would like to have 2 enchanters up here, and then just have them go down to the other enchanters, I guess. They're the same building. Guess I should build the enchanters, and then worry about getting... It's a terrible idea. I'm almost wondering if I need to, like, change this route now, so that I stop looking at it as if it's there. Because it's clouding my brain. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna change the route. And maybe in the process change the packager, but probably not, because I don't want to rebuild the packager. I mean, I have to rebuild it. I don't want to make a large infrastructure for a rebuild setup. So I'm just gonna copy what I have mostly. Because then I get to show off building the weird little divots to access the bottom 2 additional ports on your facilities to get the most out of your stuff. Alright, so some of this stuff's going to be a little wasted because it's going to get sent to my base, but that's beside the point. And then I'm going to undo whatever progress I had made towards my happiness, but it doesn't look like it was much, so I don't really care. And unfortunately, deleting things is not one of the things that that the update has increased the scale for. Okay, so how do I want to do this? I could... Honestly, my best course of action is just move this line over one, filter the... Shit, no, that won't work. I can't use filters. If I could use filters, I wouldn't be in this mess to begin with. Okay. I'll just rotate the packager. I don't know why I'm getting all like bent out of shape about that. Okay, so this line needs to be moved over by one block and go along there. This line needs to be reversed. Honestly, what I could do to save some items is just reverse the direction of the line for now. And then once all of the items are off of it, then delete it, and then I don't have to go back to my base and clear it out afterwards. Oh no, it's just gonna break them. Cool, okay. Never mind. Okay, well that one makes sense actually, because it's in the wrong direction. Alright, fine, you win game. I'll just delete the stuff. Okay, clear all this. Get a whole bunch of magic conveyor belts back in my shared inventories. And redesign it. And then I'll have visually unlocked space for things, even though the space was always there. I just wasn't able to conceptualize it with this massive conveyor belt line on top of it. Right, get the scaffold out of the way, even though I'll probably have to rebuild some of it. Ah yes, the beautiful sound of deleting a lot of scaffolding. It is an amazing sound effect. It's definitely one of the best parts of the game, which sounds condescending, but it's not that the game is bad. I love the game, it's that the sound effect is just that good. Okay. So. Alright, this is all going this way, except it turns. I need the output for the actual building itself. Let me go back and look at... Okay, so no, the actual food lines only had one each on this setup. And this is important because this setup was meeting capacity at a higher happiness, so when we were at like 1500, this was working. So I know that I don't need more than one line, especially because in order to meet maximum consumption, I can actually afford to go slower on these than I could with the... whatchamacallit, the stew line. So I forget where this needs to be, so I guess I'll have to do it the annoying way. Okay, so here's where the ramp has to go. I'll mark the location. Okay, build the other two ramps while I'm here because it's the most annoying part. And beautiful, except for that spot right there. Okay, fill in the rest of the scaffold, replace the conveyor belts, and we are good to go. So this line over here actually needs, like I said, needs to be brought out one block. Go like this. Beautiful. Okay. That goes there. That goes there. This goes here and then goes here. Aw, yeah. Oh, and it will probably help if I actually hook up everything again. But namely, actually hook up the unpack packager. Okay, so I need all of the grabbers filtered on to what they need to be grabbing. So this one will be my ointment line. I mean, it's not like you're even going to really see it much anyway. So throw down these scaffolds. And the grabbers. And that'll be one of each of the things. So, spellbook, potion. What was the other one? Bandage. And repeat on the top. Spellbook, potion, bandage, and then should be all good. This will all be hooked back up. We're gonna get a sudden surge of happiness for a moment once all those get pumped through. I hope that the 2 inputs is enough when we get later on, but okay, so everything's working though, right? We've got items coming from every line except for the ointment one is down for the count because I was silly and said, hey, I want 1,000 of ointments in storage for the other one before they'll even start selling them again. So, I mean, that was my own doing, but that was mostly just to give the fish an excuse to constantly be running. And so far it's going steady, but we're only at like 1/5 happiness, or 1/3 happiness that we need to have. Well, even less than that actually, but that's beside the point. Okay, so now we can build our farms. Lower or flatten the ground because that's messed up. And we can do it in large swaths with this. Actually, some that I missed in certain spots. You know what, Lake? I'm done with you. Goodbye, Lake. Your time here is done. Okay. So, now that I'm building a dedicated spot, I really have no excuse to not put it in the location that I like the best. Which, as far as that is concerned, I still want 2 enchanters. They need to be 2 blocks apart. These are on different levels, so I kind of run into some spatial issues. So that'll fit though. That's 2 blocks. Oh, but I also have to be 2 blocks away from these other enchanters. Okay, so that won't work. I do think I try to get it up here. And then maybe just build my berry farm over here. Because that's out of the way. And we'll keep this space pristine for the general goods lines once I actually get to those. So I think this is the best course of action. I'm cleaning up the scaffold, it's too thick. Okay, so I've decided that I will not be placing it under these, so I can safely give these support. And I'll build the actual enchanters. So, how much space do I need to give them on the front? Because the way that it works is it's like I need 2 blocks on the side. Now I only need 1 block in the front, but I need some space to split it. Because I am splitting. I guess I could just use a barn as a natural splitter, but I don't want to do that. Well, let me see. So I put the barn here, I put the 2 enchanters there. The remedies feed in this way. And I guess the berries would feed in on the other side, maybe, question mark? I don't know how well that will work. I think I can do it. As long as I put barn here, so it's not going to be in line with the other barns. I think that's what was tripping me up. Obviously you gotta upgrade it, because every barn has to be upgraded. That's just the rule now. But utilizing the natural front output, can make will work, right? I only need one line, don't I? Well, I guess shit. Whatever, we'll do it, and if it falls apart, it falls apart. I don't think it'll matter because it has more inputs than it needs, so it should sort of back up and be fine, but if I put a splitter down, it should be equally distributed between all three of these. I feel like I'm being stingy with my footprint and not as responsible as I was like back here where I wildly overdid it with the amount of ports that were necessary. But I feel like I am running the risk of not utilizing my ports properly for this setup, especially because there's like 3 dedicated lines coming from the back. In fact, why would I not just copy that and have each one with its own dedicated line? I'm an idiot. Okay. So at least it'll be in the same structural setup as that. So now I need the other enchanters hooked up. And I guess those ones will be on wood. They're not as important, they don't get to be on stone. I'll face this way. We'll be making health potions. So now I need to get the remedy in, without using all of the available ports. But there's no reason that I couldn't build 2 lines and hook them around this side. Yeah, I think that's my best course of action. That way each one will have 2 input lines from this barn. You just have to go up over here so that we can clear the scaffold from this, or the output from this building, but it shouldn't be an issue. Should be able to hook everything up without too much trouble. And just see the minecart spinning around on the track up here in the shadows. That's cute. I like it. Okay, we're getting there. We're almost where we need to be, which I know I say a lot, but we are almost where we need to be. I guess I'll pause while I'm working on this just so it all flows out at once. Okay, so I don't even have to go all the way that far. I like that. So let me get the grabber put down and then build the next layer. And this way both structures will be receiving remedy, but it'll be on one side, so then I can get juice in on the other side. It should be noted that I don't really have to worry about the input as much with these, because even though it is I might not necessarily meet the input for both of them. I don't need the input from both of them to meet my overall demand, so I'll be fine. Okay. So when I unpause the game, yes, we should see a ton of remedies flow in, fill this up, and now I need to give it juice. Literal juice. I'll build a nice big farm. It's just got berries in it. Oh no, I've realized realized that it's gonna have a different size than that. Honestly, why am I even moving it that far over? I do not need it that far over. Let's see. I guess the main issue is that this area is not cleared, so that's probably where I was like, oh, it's gonna be annoying and difficult, I don't want to do that. But no, we must do it. It is the one true way. Oops. Okay, well, I made more mountain than I planned on, but that's fine. Here, and I'll make it look slightly... No, it doesn't look natural. I'm just gonna stop before I make it worse. Okay. So. This. Probably want my farm right here. I don't need the plot to be as big. Yes, the water has to be in the front. That's a big part. Okay. So it's got its own little farm plot. Finish this real quick, give it some water. That's not a farm, that is a kitchen. Oh, gotta plant the, place the scaffold so it's nice and pretty. Okay. You will apply water and collect berries. Do I have berries in a shared inventory anywhere at this point? I do not. Let's go find some natural berries. Hey yo berries, where you at? Herbs, cotton. Shit. There better be some berries in this world still. I don't know why there wouldn't be. Are they over here? They are over here, okay. We got berries. Now you will get berries. And you will put it into this barn. So it has been decreed. And obviously this barn needs to be upgraded so it can hold plenty of berries. Do I need this barn anymore? I know it has mana crystals in it, but like, do I really care? And I feel like the answer is no. So I've got this system here, I'm not even using it. Goodbye barn, I'm done with you. I acquired. So I've got unlimited potatoes. I don't need potatoes at any point moving forward, so I'll delete the potatoes. And if I'm wrong, well, then I'll fix it later. So I don't need carrots anymore either. I don't need this sugar line set up because I have sugar and I have stored inventory of it, so I can clear this up. Okay. At some point I feel like I should rework this crap over here, but right now it serves a purpose. It just uses more workers than it needs to, and that's the issue. This is gonna hurt my high score, you know? By not producing enough items per worker. Because it was designed at a much slower time. Anyway, back to this. So, now that I've stalled, I should have some berries that I can plant. And indeed I do have enough. Oh. Okay, alright, I'm very pleased. You can plant lots of things at once using the page up and page down tool. That is amazing. I'm very happy. Okay, so now I've done it. I did put the lake on the wrong side because normally I could just build above the lake for my scaffold, but or my output, but that's on the side that I need actual output, so I guess it's the input to the next step. Basically, I done goofed in the names of aesthetics, but it's not the first time and it sure won't be the last time. But we're getting there. We've almost got what we need. Once everything's hooked up, I'll just have to add a mana network on top of everything, which is relatively easy to do. I just remembered I have coffee. It feels very cold. I'm gonna see if it's any good still. It was not. Alright, moving on. Oh, the aftertaste on that was definitely the worst part. I'm like, oh, it's not the worst. I don't want it to go to waste. But, regretting it afterwards. Alright, kitchen. Where is it? Fruit juice. Hook this up so this bad boy can start going. And you know what? I was gonna hook this up to the Steam network, but I'm like, I do not need to do that. So let's not hook it up to the Steam network. If anything, I should hook up these kitchens to the Steam network. But they don't even need it. None of this stuff needs it. It doesn't need the extra boost. Okay, so now I go from here to the other buildings. So if I want 2 inputs, I do have to build a ramp. I just love, it looks like a freaking carnival ride, like the zipper, or whatever that thing's called. Where it's like the ride that spins around, it spins around, but then it has carts that spin around it. That's a pretty good one, and by pretty good one I mean I've seen it in Roller Coaster Tycoon. But yeah. I actually cannot, like, I love roller coasters, but any other ride than that, it just makes me instantly sick. I don't know what it, I mean, I guess I know what it is about it, and that they just spin like crazy, and that's all they do, most of them, but roller coasters are fine. It's those that just, they wreck me. Oh, wee little babby, I don't know if I want to tell this story, but I did once throw up on a carnival ride mid-ride, and it was like one that went up in the air. It was not one of my proudest moments, indeed, and also was like early enough in what we had to do. I don't think I ended up getting it on me necessarily. It was just bad. I don't know. There's probably more detail to that memory that I'll spare everyone, but also I've probably repressed it, which is why I can't remember any of it. Okay, so I'm getting juice out. I didn't actually need one of those grabbers. This grabber is not necessary. I said this grabber is not necessary. Oh my gosh, and now it deleted. Okay. Alright, so do that. Do that. This is all hooked up. We've got the juice hooked into the enchanters. If I unpause the game, we should start seeing these fill up. But now I have to actually provide them with power. The deal. Okay, so this one's technically the priority one then, because it has the natural output from the building. So it's gonna fill it before anything else does. Is water still doing okay? Yes, water's doing more than okay. So how did I build these little setups over here? Because I can basically copy this. It doesn't even need to be this extensive, but I probably will just use the same design. Alright, so we'll go up again. So the receiver... let's see, it was receiver, 2 paths, 2 rechargers on either side. I need to double check if a transmitter can it can transmit depleted crystals, right? So that's why you have to like be careful about the way you set up your system, because I've always made sure to like block that so it doesn't connect to the mana transmitter, but I'm not sure if it's completely necessary. I'm pretty sure it is, but haven't actually tested it to know for certain. Could just be talking out me arse. Okay, so once I get this set up, these will start producing, which will hopefully fill up my other buildings. And then once I get those hooked up with lots of power, we'll be all good to go. We will have accomplished everything for the medicinal category. And then that will leave 2 more buildings left to do, specialty and general goods. General goods should not be that difficult, specialty is going to be an adventure. Some of the stuff is easy, like the jewelry is pretty easy. I mean, it's not the easiest, but it's not terrible. But everyone that I've talked to is like, berry cakes, holy shit, it's insane. It's the most ridiculous thing you'll ever build. And I mean, it is basically like its own category's worth of assembly lines in the first place. I mean, this is pretty extensive. The food assembly line just took a lot of space, but you can see it's not nearly as dense. Like, the apothecary setup was a bit more involved. We'll be able to take a step back and hopefully more easily build the other things for the general goods, but the specialty goods is gonna be crazy. But I'm up for the challenge and I'm excited. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, that's just the way it's supposed to be. Never mind. Okay, so I need transmitters and then I need my rechargers. And I did upgrade them. Okay, so I'll probably want to do that on these as well, just to maintain consistency and ensure that my original thought process sees through to this as well, since I probably made this decision with some forethought, I would think. Okay, we're back up to 600 happiness somehow. Everything just clicked back into place again, I guess, and my people are happy again. Anyway, mana pipes. So, the nice thing about doing the setup this way is it's very easy to hook up. It's very modular, very encapsulated. It all makes sense. Why isn't it animated? Isn't it supposed to be animated to show you that it's running? Maybe they removed that feature or something. Oh well, I know it's working. That's the important part. Now I need mana crystals. Where's a good place to get mana crystals? What the guy gotta do to get some mana crystals around here, eh? I borrowed them from I borrowed them from the water shrine last time. Oh, I think I can actually delete that now. Yes. Beautiful. Okay. Alright, so if I go this way... Honestly, I want to go this way even though it's a longer route, mostly just so I can fucking see what I'm doing. Okay. So I'll put a splitter down so that it actually, fills both systems. And we'll see what it does. And we should start seeing health potions, which would be very nice. Okay, so it does seem to prioritize a direction, i.e. prioritizes left, which is something I didn't really plan in when I was originally building these systems. So I guess if I wanted it to be a lot better, what I would do is... I guess let me pause the game real quick. Iteration is important, even though I don't plan on fixing my other systems. If I do it like this and then put a splitter, then we'll see more equal distribution over time, which will ensure better mana usage. But of course my solution with these other systems was just run it at like 99% saturation, so it doesn't really need a splitter. Honestly, I feel like I had to run into issues with splitters in the past where it was like restricting movement because it like forced it. I don't know. Part of it is hard to tell. Yes, okay, so maybe that was my original thought process, is that it will force, so it will cause the system to wait until it can utilize, or until it can move an item in the other direction, which is not desired. I want to make sure that the system is always as full as it can be. At this point, everything is good to go. I think I have enough crystals in the system that I can probably shut it off. I'll keep most of the line here because I'm gonna need it. Oh wait, no, I need water crystals. So I won't need it from this part of the line, I'll need it from a different part of the line. Hey, look at those fish lightning bolts. Ooh, I think I oversaturated my system. Oops, I'll just delete this. Okay. The system is oversaturated. Oh well. Did I upgrade all of the rechargers there? I did just get like halfway on doing that. Okay, I think it's all good. Okay, so my enchanters all have everything I need. I need to hook them up to a packager and throw them on the line with everything else. Then, and only then, will I build the power infrastructure to place on top of them. So I can probably get away with just 2 lines per, which means then I only need... Well here, no, I'll just put the packager in front of this one, and I'll connect the other 2 into it. So... really don't even really need multiple lines. Also, why did I use a barn as like... No, and actually, yeah. I understand why I did it, just doesn't... I need 3, I guess I do kind of need 3 lines, but it'll work because I can do 3 lines on this, and then I can use a barn in the middle, and then 3 lines from each of these. And voila, we'll have something that there's no possible way it could jam up as a result of transfer rate, which is critical. Okay, packager, you go here and you pack things. Barn, you go here, you intermediate things. I guess I'll throw down all of the conveyor lines to ensure that nothing could ever possibly go wrong. I like the health potion sprite, it is really nice. It's a good red. Okay, I'm gonna add the next layer. And then if there was at least one part of this line that I was responsible with, it was making sure that everything could get put into the packager. Okay, and then I will actually... Let's see, what line is this? I want it to go in the middle, so I'll have it go on top of this line and then just connect up in there, and then we'll be all good. So I'll have it go this way. And by this way, I mean this direction, because if I say this way but don't actually do anything, that doesn't tell you guys much. And then I guess I'll have to kind of build a ramp here. It's gonna be a silly one, but it'll get it where it needs to go, and that is the important part. It's too tall. Okay, so it actually can cross here. Yes, it can actually cross, that won't be a problem. But then I have to actually use the, this, just build a line across it all. Beautiful. I do appreciate that it locks to a line so you don't accidentally scribble everywhere. Because I'll tell you what, I would definitely do that in my impatience. Alright, so that's most of the line laid. And I just need to add this bit and actually put the conveyor on it. then we are in business. Okay. Beautiful. Alright, let's get these enchanters hooked up, eh? Eh, bud? Okay. Okay, I was gonna say, I might actually have enough space to build this direction, but I forgot that there is a, I'm thinking, I'm like, is it possible? But no, and I should not be so stupid as to try. I will be a sad, sad boy if I try that. What am I doing? I only need the one in the middle. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So receiver. 4 lines. Chargers. And output. Actually, I've totally forgotten about this, but I can very, very easily design this system in a way that it doesn't have to, like, fly out. And I think it would be in my best interest to do that. I don't know why I didn't do that with anything else, like literally anything else so far, but I can just stack my scaffolding and stuff, and then I can kind of double dip on my footprint, which will be nice because I like the way that it looks when it's all spread out. I mean, there's kind of an appeal to it, I guess. No, there isn't. It looks terrible. Okay. So, put my transmitters down first. Well, not first, but throw them down. Throw their line into them. So that's the output line. Now what I need to do is take a bunch of rechargers and have them face the output line. Whoops. Just miss and throw a bunch of rechargers down, okay. And then upgrade them all. Beautiful. To make sure that I'm actually like selecting a new one so I don't spend a ton of Omni Stones on things I don't mean to. Okay. There we are. It actually dipped below 1,000,000 purple coins, but to be fair, I don't think I'm actually generating any purple coins right now, so that would make sense. I also seem like I am steadily going down in blue coins because I'm also not making any blue coins. But a lot of the natural or general goods sell for blue coins, so that problem will be alleviated in the not too distant future, which I suppose is good because I'm kind of running out of time. Anyway, time to finish this. So I can have the line go above the output line, which allows me to only have to, you know, I can use the same footprint for 2 different functions, and that's efficiency right there. Alright, so I need some splitters. Yeah, I'm like hemorrhaging blue coins, but it's like in clumps. Okay, so mana network. Hook it all up. And get some water crystals in here. Man, I don't know what it is about it. I can't get over this setup. I love it so much. It just looks like an engine, I guess. Sort of. That's what I think of when I think of it. I think of like all of the the cylinders on the on an engine. Except it's like it's a magic engine, you know? You feel me? You feel me, bro? Okay. Don't answer that question. Don't feel me. Oh, I blocked off my water. Oh, nope, there's a single little gap that I can get my water through. I'm pretty sure I had dealt with this issue before, and that's why it has a gap there. Okay, logistics block. Splitter. At least on the plus side, there is already a lot of crystals on the line and in the setup, so I should be able to fill this system pretty quickly. And of course, this is gonna see me have my my blue coins tank again. Interestingly enough, it fluttered for a second. Something must be selling for blue coins. Oh, the ointment sells for blue coins, of course. It just isn't selling right now. Well, it is selling now. Or is it? We are selling elixirs, so we'll start getting more purple coins, but more importantly, we'll get more happiness. Okay, yes, so we do have the ointment. We've got everything being sold right now. So if we were actually producing things more quickly, i.e. at a higher happiness, which we will slowly increase in happiness as a result in this, we could start seeing backups of items, but currently it's not a thing. I'm almost wondering if... I guess to be fair, there's a lot of... Holy shit, there's so many items in the system. Because of the upgraded barns, it's gonna run for a long time without a... It will eventually hit a point where it slows down, but it's gonna fucking run for a while before it gets to that point, which I guess is a good thing. I just didn't think about it because it had so much time to back up that it's gonna go. It's not gonna hit that threshold where it catches up to its actual production rate for quite a long time. At least not until things speed up with the addition of new lines. So let me double check the mana line here and see if it's saturated. Oh yeah, fuck, it's saturated. Okay. Pretty sure that's exactly how the other lines got to the state that they're in. I just looked away for 5 seconds and then, what do you know, it's running at 100% saturation. Which can jam up the system. Okay, it's like 90%, 99. Basically, as long as your output isn't jammed, then you're fine. So, it's got power, can do what it's supposed to do. It's pumping out that juice, that Sunny D. Everything's being sold. And for now, the system will work perfectly fine. And if it doesn't, well, I'll complain on the forums, which I'm going to do anyway, and say, you made a nice update, but you broke filtering items on packagers. Wah. And yeah, with that, just great sentiment right there. It is very late, so I am going to end the stream. Thanks everyone for coming out. We are now abiding by the rules of Factory Town by not putting our wells floating in the air, because they literally can't anymore. We finished the elixir line, so now we are meeting all of our medical needs, or at least we will be meeting our medical needs once we build everything else. Eventually I'll make this look pretty like I did on this side, but not right now. Oh yeah, yep, I'm glad you had a good time, Raven, unless you just showed up. I don't know if you've been around or not, but I'll see ya. I hope you have a good day. I'm gonna go to sleep, I'm gonna go to work, and hopefully I'll have a good day then, and then come back and do it all over again. Until then, see you guys around.